So it's the holiday season of 2020, and of course you can't end 2020 on a soft note. You gotta really end with a bang. And of course, we've just got another thing to add to the mix here, and now we have Interpol warning us of organized crime threats to the COVID-19 vaccines. So basically, issues relating to fraud when it comes to the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, this is going to pick up. It's already been happening with some things, but this is going to increase right now. One reason is because the COVID-19 vaccine is actually right around the corner. It's going to be rolling out soon. So with the real thing actually coming out, people are going to know that it's out there. They're therefore going to look at how they can get it and then discover, maybe a bunch of false websites or scams that is either going to contain fake medication or, steal their information. So it's going to be picking up right now, and it's the people it's going to affect most probably are those that maybe aren't familiar with the internet a whole lot and other types of online scams. It could also affect people that are in a currently very frenzied panic state due to COVID-19. Some people aren't very worried about it, but there are also some people that they are extremely frightened and they are looking to get their hands on a vaccine the moment they can. So they might take more drastic measures without thinking clearly and try to get the first thing they see online. Now, there's a few reasons why that's bad, and we'll get into it. But let's look and see what Interpol has to say about this specifically. So, the Interpol Orange Notice outlines potential criminal activity in relation to the falsification, theft, and illegal advertising of COVID-19 and flu vaccines, with the pandemic having already triggered unprecedented, opportunistic, and predatory criminal behavior. It also includes examples of crimes where individuals have been advertising, selling, and administering fake vaccines. As a number of COVID-19 vaccines come closer to the approval and global distribution, ensuring the safety of the supply chain and identifying illicit websites selling fake products will be essential. The need for coordination between law enforcement and healthy regulatory bodies will also play a vital role to ensure safety of individuals and well-being of communities are protected. So, they talk about how criminal networks will be targeting unsuspecting members of the public via fake websites and false cures, which could pose a significant risk to their health, even their lives. And so essentially, what they've got going on is basically two ways you can be harmed from this. One, you can lose a bunch of money to some sort of COVID-19 scam, as in they promise you a vaccine or treatment or something. You give them your personal information. They then either have some of your bank account information, your identity, whatever it may be. You're going to be monetarily hurt by some form of COVID-19 scam. That is one option. The other thing is you could be, in addition to that, or separately, you could be physically harmed. And we'll get into that in a second with some of the things that come along with these fake vaccines that people have put online in the past, things like that. So they say, as well as targeting COVID-19 vaccines, as international travel gradually resumes, it is likely that testing for the virus will become greater, resulting in a parallel production and distribution of unauthorized and falsified testing kits. So they're also saying watch out for fake testing kits. Not that our real testing kits are even that great already, it seems, but watch out for the false ones too. So with regards to fake medicines, this is where it can be physically harmful. They say the fake medicines can be dangerous for a number of reasons. Perhaps they've been falsified or deliberately mislabeled. Illicit medicines often contain the wrong amount of active ingredient. They contain too little, too much, or none at all. Some fake medicines have even been found to contain mercury, arsenic, rat poison, or cement. So, in other cases, the medicines may have been genuine but have been stolen and badly stored and have expired. This means they could be ineffective or contaminated. So many different things there that you don't want to put into your body in the attempt to treat or prevent COVID if you think you're going to get it. There's a bunch of things to walk for. So they talk about what products are affected. They talk about, the regular cleaning stuff related to masks, sanitizers, antiviral, things like that, which that's not so much of too much of an issue, really. Life-saving medicines, such as those used to treat cancer, malaria, HIV, lifestyle medicine. Okay, these are just a whole list of medicines that can be fake, not just related to COVID-19. But to watch out for these things, they say to look out for the 6 Ps. And this is just a little, thing they came up with to help people that may not know how to watch out for scams to, takes a little extra caution. They say place is the first P. Never buy medicines from an unknown website or marketplace. You need to get them from licensed suppliers who have an authenticity certificate. If you're unsure, check registered dispensaries, things like that. Prescriptions. Only buy medicine that has been prescribed by your doctor. There's an important thing we're going to touch on: by your doctor or healthcare professional. Promises. Be wary of pharmacies that offer too good to be true promises. So, if it cures all types or your money back is guaranteed, there's no risk, something like that. If the price is also too good to be true, you want to watch out for that if it's incredibly low. Privacy. You don't want to give away, as with anything online, if you don't trust it and you're not entirely sure about it, you shouldn't be giving out your financial information to a website. And compare the product. If it seems to be different than the other things that are out there that are verified, watch out for that. So the big takeaway from this is definitely just go check with your doctor. I mean, don't even try. And if, like I said, this is going to affect more people that are in like a panic state and probably not thinking clearly. Your average person here shouldn't be going online trying to get one of these in the first place. Go talk to your doctor and figure out what exactly you need and what out there has been proven to work so far, or at least they think works. Your odds are much better with that than trying to do your own research online. We know how when people are sick, I know they like to go Google their problems and diagnose themselves on the internet, but how often are they right and how often is Google correct versus how often your doctor is correct about the problem? So go check with your doctor. And if you don't have one, find one that developed somewhat of a trust there with some medical professional. But look out for your friends too. If you know someone that is very panicky and likes to freak out about these sorts of things, maybe check in on them and make sure they're not doing something crazy like this. On another note, taking this kind of to the other end of the spectrum, not all treatments and vaccinations and ways of treating the symptoms of COVID are fake. And I say that because you will have also noticed that places such as Twitter and YouTube, they ban almost everything related to COVID-19 with regards to treatment of symptoms and even some of the vaccine stuff, or they put warnings on it that they don't necessarily agree with. And some of those things have been proven to be helpful by doctors, but the people got banned and stuff beforehand, or they got flagged, things like that. If you see something of that nature or something you're curious about, again, that's a question you need to go ask. Don't immediately go buy it. But just because, it got flagged as fake doesn't mean it is. It still might be worth looking into. Again, go check with your doctor and make sure that is verified and that they would recommend it or not. So that's kind of the whole issue with this holiday season. People going to be faking COVID to make a bunch of money, faking COVID vaccines, stuff like that. Additionally, I want to talk a little bit about the masks, and we may do one of our main segments on this later, when either on the Wednesday night segments or the Saturday night ones that we do, where we'll talk about masks more in depth and go over some of the studies. But for right now, what I wanted to do is in this video, go ahead and post links. So I'm going to post two different sets here. The first one, it'll just be one initial link, and then there's a bunch within it that you can click and reference throughout the study. And these are by doctors, CDC, different health professionals that talk about whether we should or should not wear masks, because it's an issue that has become incredibly politicized. And now, if you're on one side, you jump on with your team and say, oh, we should be wearing masks, it prevents the spread of the virus. If you're on the other side, say, it's up to you, you don't have to wear the mask. It doesn't really have a benefit with regards to the virus. So that seems to be the big question. We can talk about personal freedoms and liberties in the other segment, but with regards to just straight up sticking to the subject of, do they work and are they helpful in stopping the spread of the COVID-19 virus? So I'm going to put the two links in. The first one, will take one stance on the issue with regards to, it lays out all the data for why they think that masks are not beneficial or do not provide a statistically significant difference when it comes to preventing the spread of the virus. And you can read all the details on that. It's a very long article I'm going to send you there, and there's links within it. You can click and see the research they're referencing, and I will do the same thing that for the other side, to where I believe it's from the CDC and other things saying that you should wear a mask and all the reasons they give. What I want you to do, if you have the time and care to actually look into it, is to check out those links. I'll have them right there. You'll just be able to click them and go to them, save them in your tabs, read them whenever you get free time, and look at it for yourself before we ever do a full show on this or anything, and see what you actually think based on what you read. Because from what I've seen most of the time, it's people all day long just telling each other that masks do work and they don't work, and they do work and they don't work, and it's back and forth. There's not really anything backing it up. The best thing to do is to actually go see for yourself people that have studied it and studied viral transmission, and see what they have to say about it and see if they think it's beneficial. Then maybe you can make your decision based on that, and we can talk about, like I said, liberties, freedoms, and other things with regards to masks and making your own decisions another time. But just with regards to whether they work or not, because that seems to be one of the big arguments, check out the 2 links, and you can see if they actually make a difference. But that will do it for this segment. I thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one. Hey guys, thanks for checking out the show. This is our regular news portion of the show that runs Monday through Friday with multiple segments a day. If you would like to check out a more in-depth, research-based, and opinion-based show where we talk about issues more in depth, we have those on Wednesday nights and Saturday nights. Be sure to tune in for those specials or just the regular news segments whenever you can. If you guys could subscribe or leave a like, that always helps. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.